Hey, you. Finally awake. You were trying to cross the border.
Skyrim's opening sequence is probably one of the most iconic starts to any game. With all of its re-releases, as well as the incentive to start new games, you've probably all seen it dozens of times. Throw in all of the "you're finally awake" memes and that could potentially go into the hundreds. No matter where you are, you can't escape Todd Howard's grasp. So with over 8 years since Skyrim's initial release, you're ready to start yet another new game. But who says you have to run through that same starting sequence all over again? Many of you have probably heard of a type of mod that helps you start fresh in Skyrim in an interesting new way. These are called alternate start mods. So today we're going to look at exactly what's on offer, from the classic choices to a more recent alternative. The three main alternate start mods are Live Another Life, Random Alternate Start, and Skyrim Unbound. All three do away with the vanilla opening scene and offer an entirely new way to start Skyrim. Random Alternate Start is the most simple and least polished of the three. If you want to get straight into a new playthrough with fewer options and a lack of a background, then this is the way to go. When you start a new game, you're thrown into an idle riverwood, where the world stands still. A menu opens where you get to choose from 21 different classes that determine your starting gear. This won't affect your stats, spells or anything else, it's purely equipment. After that, the mod will throw you straight into the game, picking randomly from over 450 different locations. You can start inside a building, on top of the highest mountain, or deep within a cave. You can even spawn into a hostile environment, putting you straight into the action. If you're looking to get right into things with little to no hassle, Random Alternate Start lets you do that in just seconds of setup time. If you want ultimate control and to fine tune your starting experience, Skyrim Unbound is the way to go. Starting with a much more polished and cinematic opening, Skyrim Unbound offers a menu based alternate start. From here you can tweak and select almost everything you'd ever want for your starting character. Choose the exact type of gear, items and spells you want to start with. You can even choose your standing stone, and whether you want to begin life as a vampire or a werewolf. For your starting location you can choose to keep it randomized, or you can pick a specific location. You can even fine tune the randomness of it by selecting a specific area for you to randomly start in, like a random city or town or a random military camp. Unbound is unique that it's the only alternate start mod that lets you completely bypass the main story, letting you play as a non-Dragonborn character. You even have full control over dragons and how they spawn. You can make it so they only appear after you reach a certain level, or so they only appear at word walls, sort of a boss to unlock the new shout. You can make it so you no longer absorb dragon souls, and instead you just learn the words and unlock the shout all at once. If you choose to have no dragons at all, the mod removes all references to you being the Dragonborn or the Dragon Crisis, as well as any requirements for the main quest to be completed for the other quest lines, leading to a true non-Dragonborn playthrough. Another interesting option is the ability to fully immerse yourself into certain factions. Start as a bandit and other bandits will see you as an ally, while guards will attack you on sight. Or join the Imperials and you won't be able to walk freely into a Stormcloak held territory, forcing you to claim Skyrim for the Empire before you have free reign to travel all over Skyrim. So to break the shackles of Skyrim's main quest and to fine tune your starting experience, Unbound might be the way to go. And finally we come to the most popular of the three, Live Another Life. This offers the most authentic Elder Scrolls alternate start of the three. When you begin a new game, you're thrown into a prison cell with no hope left in sight. You have two options, break out of your cell or pray to the Mother Mara. Mara will offer you a new lease on life, a new path for you to take. Live Another Life is all about taking on a new role, whether it's starting with a humble life of a camper in the woods, or a more chaotic one, like a sailor that was just shipwrecked off the coast in the North Sea. There's over a dozen beginnings to choose from, all starting in different locations with different gear and a different story. Some stories are unique to certain races. For Khajiits you can start as part of a caravan group, and for High Elves you can start as a member of the Thalmor. While you can't play as a non-Dragonborn character, you can delay the main quest for as long as it's not required. You can also jump straight into being a member of one of the other factions, like starting as a vampire, or as a member of the Companions, putting emphasis on questlines you might usually ignore. If you're the type to always go for that dreaded stealth archer build, maybe this will help you live another kind of life. I also really like the level of simplicity and polish the mod offers, with some great voice acting from the statue to top it off. It takes that Elder Scrolls feel a step further with its ability to be modded. Some people think that when you start modding your mods you've probably taken it a step far, but a level of modception could be exactly what you're looking for, and it's also a big reason as to why Live Another Life is so popular. The New Beginnings add-on gives you around 15 new starting options. Start as a werewolf and a member of the Frostmoon pack in Solstheim, or for something a bit more morbid, start as the sole survivor of a dragon attack that's burnt your family to a crisp. You're now nothing but a man with an axe, and a vengeance. Maybe every time you take on a dragon you use the axe you started with for the finishing blow. For something even more complex, there's a death alternative add-on. This opens up 6 mini-quests that act as new opening sequences. They mostly start with you being some sort of slave or prisoner, captured by groups like bandits, the Thalmor or the Forsworn. You can either work with them for your escape, fight your way out, or interestingly, you can wait for one of Skyrim's many adventurers to rescue you, starting you off with a companion. If the customization and control of Skyrim Unbound is what you're after, then you might want an add-on released just a few months ago called Abandoned Prison Tweaks. This adds a new wardrobe next to the Mara statue, and inside you'll find the ability to choose your starting equipment, spells, and birth sign. You can only choose from some of the lower leveled gear as well as some of the base spells for each school, but it offers a level of customization missing from the base mod. It also adds a handy vanity mirror. This can be looted from the prison and used at any time to open up the character menu, letting you customize your appearance whenever you want. It doesn't quite bring Live Another Life up to the level of options in Skyrim Unbound, but it might be that extra touch you need. So those are the 3 classic alternate start mods at your disposal. If you tried them all and still want something new, then maybe the realm of Lorkhan is for you. This more recent alternate start mod offers a more free-flowing way to start your playthrough. When you start a new game, you're thrown into an entirely new realm for you to explore. Instead of relying on menus to select your starting gear, you'll be given 500 gold. It's then up to you to loot whatever you can find on the island and bargain with its many merchants to build your starting gear and spells. Or instead scavenge for ingredients and head inside the main building, where you can craft your starting gear using your bare hands. As you explore the island, you'll discover all sorts of interactable objects, letting you pick your standing stones, religion, and even pick up some new abilities, spells, and gear. If you head over to the ethereal pool, you can find unique boons, curses, and classes. These are unique buffs and debuffs that help enhance certain playstyles. Give yourself the curse of anti-magic for a true anti-mage playthrough, or give yourself increased unarmed damage with the boon of the pugilist. If you fall off the island, you'll be teleported straight back onto it. The only way off is to interact with the many gems scattered across the island. Each one leads to a different starting location, covering every corner of the world map, although fewer in comparison to the other mods. All in all, the realm of Lorkhan offers a unique twist on an alternate start. If you're sick of menus and love exploration, this can be a great way to start a new game. We're not sure how replayable it is, but for a single playthrough, it definitely has its charm. And that's it for today's video. If all this talk of the opening scene has made you a bit nostalgic, but you still want something new, you might like the opening scene Overhaul mod. This makes clever use of unused dialogue, cutscenes, and more to flesh out the opening sequence. It turns a short conversation on the ride to Helgen into a deep conversation into the lives of Ralof and Lorkhan, as well as covering Skyrim's history. You'll also get to see what Ralof really thinks of the Thalmor, and hear Hadvar's new voice specifically made for the mod. For Stormcloak fans, it even adds the ability to escape with Ulfric. For today's video, we wanted to compile and compare a certain type of mod, and we thought what's better than starting with mods that help you start a new game. If you have another specific type of mod you want compared, then let us know down below. As always, be sure to leave endorsements on any mod you enjoy, and thanks for watching.